Hi, I'm Tom from Fraser's GAMSAT Tuition. Today I'm going to talk to you through the best approach to Section 3 Biology. Now, before you click away, I know that a lot of students watching this video potentially think they're experts in biology. I'm looking at you, biomedicine, science, but even for students who aren't doing science-based subjects, biology is really underestimated in the GAMSAT. And I hazard a guess that if you do a whole paper and you actually carefully go through and analyze which questions you're getting right and wrong, of course there'll be the chemistry and physics that maybe you don't know. But after you've done all your study, biology remains one that people don't really improve that much on. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I think people don't improve. One, it's that hubris, right? That arrogance that they think they know what there's going to be on it. The second thing I think that lets people down is that they again, rely on their background knowledge too much. So if you bring a lot of outside information into the GAMSAT, you're really going to get punished. So they might show you the citric acid cycle in some weird way that you've never seen before. It might be like the 1930s interpretation of the citric acid cycle with some steps missing. And that's not to say you should memorize it, but you should be able to reason your way through it. So reasoning is important, as you know, through many of these videos. So my real advice for biology is to broaden your understanding of biology by looking into the kinds of topics that are really common on the GAMSAT. So animal biology is really common on the GAMSAT. They do lots of different animals, different sizes, aquatic, non-aquatic, amphibious, exothermic, endothermic, because all of these different reasons and things can be well graphed to be confusing, okay? So they'll put like a exothermic animal versus endothermic animal, aquatic versus not aquatic, and they'll give you 4 graphs looking at the way that they use oxygen over time, or over temperature, or over weight and temperature. And those kind of things are quite hard to practice because it's not something that you come across in your lecture slides or whatever you're doing in your own degree. So my recommendation would be actually actively go and look into animal biology. Do little tutes online, find little papers on animal biology about different characteristics, oxygen consumption, those kind of things. Pull the graphs and try and understand them. That's actually what I did, and I think that really helped me. So epidemiology, I think genetics and pedigrees. So genetics is quite can be quite easy, but it can be super complicated if they change the rules of the pedigrees, or they add multiple conditions, or they make it very difficult to know whether it's recessive, codominance, all these different things, right? Hardy-Weinberg equilibriums, lots of maths. Genetics is one of the ones where you have to do drills. It's kind of like maths, so you have to really have done a lot of the content before. So again, if I'm you should be looking into those concepts in detail, and like there's lots of free resources. Obviously we have a whole suite of online resources, but you can look into that on Google. Dr. Google is good. You find the different information and do lots of worksheets and genetics, pedigrees, other things. Now, don't worry about getting a pen and paper out to write all these things down. We have a whole list of the kind of high yield biology concepts for Section 3. So make sure you sign up to our email list to get all those details. And it will get sent to you as part of our free GAMSAT passport. But the third thing with biology is that graphs and maths is so important. So make sure that you feel really comfortable with logarithms, units, exponents, all of those different things, because when it comes to interpreting the graphs or the shape of the graphs, or linking the different information that's given in the prompt to the visuals, it really helps to have a strong understanding of maths. And again, drills. So we have heaps of drills on as part of our course, but if you're not part of the course, I really recommend going through even year 11, year 12 methods books. I wouldn't do like parabolas and things, but make sure you understand logarithms, make sure you understand exponents and all those good things. So I think in general with biology, it's kind of similar to Section 1 in a sense. You need to think broadly with a reasoning-based approach. There are some key topics which we'll send out to you that are really high yield and very commonly assessed on the GAMSAT. And I think the last thing to consider is that if you use a question log, like Section 1, it can really help you identify the things where you're going wrong. So Section 3 biology questions follow a very similar kind of paradigm to Section 1. There'll be questions that make you find lines, there'll be questions that make you interpret the visuals, there'll be questions that make you find lines and match that to the visuals. There'll be questions where you have to extrapolate. And if you tag the questions that you're doing as you do them and identify the questions that you're getting wrong most commonly in this really kind of intricate way, then you can really start to identify and beat yourself, right? If you're constantly getting a certain type of question wrong, then you can go back and really develop strategies to avoid getting them wrong in the actual test itself. So we have a question log for section 1. We also have a question log for section 3. Again, I know it's annoying, but sign up to our email list, the free Phrases GAMSAT Passport. We'll send out a section 3 question log as well, so you can look through and make sure that you're really intricately reflecting on the way that you're going about your questions. Because I think the thing that people get wrong in section 3, 1, 2, everything is that, you know, the strategy to get better is not to do the same thing over and over again, right? Albert Einstein said that's the definition of madness, doing the same thing over and over again with the same result. So if you're doing biology questions, you need to fundamentally think about the questions you're getting wrong and change the way you approach them. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting the same score, okay? So that's been section 3 biology. Hope you found it useful. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.